a lot of women to speak what they have been through, because you spread a lot of awareness. You tell people that it's okay if we have been through this kind of an abuse, because you don't have to be ashamed. You know, the problem is most of the women, they don't speak about it, because the first thing they ask is, what did you do to go through this abuse? And I think that needs to stop, because women do nothing to go through the abuse. They're just abused. They think, there are a lot of men who think that it's their birthright to abuse women. They think that it's perfectly fine to abuse women. And they think it's my patriarchy mindset where I'm going to abuse women. You're a woman, so you have to be under me and I'm going to abuse you. And I think it's very important for women to stand up against the abuse they've been through and say, I'm not ashamed for what I went through. I want to shame the person who has done this to me. And that is what is important.
And how much of that are you implementing in your new role as National Commission for Women member?
See, I think NCW, when you look at the success rate of NCW, we have been doing great. And in fact, you know, what I go through when I go through the history of NCW, I've just assumed the office. But when you go through it, I think in 2021, we had the maximum number of cases in like almost 27,000 cases we had, and out of which 7,000 cases were about right to live with dignity. So I really like that. And of course, then you had the maximum number of, the second top rated cases were about domestic violence. But then when you talk about people who have been fighting for the right to live with dignity, it also means that they were fighting against, for a clause where it says that even if you are emotionally abused. So, I mean, you see the number of cases where women are coming forward and they're filing cases. So I think it's great. It's great to be part of NCW, because it gives you a larger platform to understand the problem. And you think that my problem is the biggest problem? No, it's not. My problem is probably a dot when it comes to the huge line of problems women have been still facing globally. So I think it has to start. Kehte hain na ki to draw a line, you had to start with a dot. So let this be a dot and let us start drawing a line.
So शुरुआत हो गई है.
बिल्कुल, और शुरुआत बिल्कुल सही हो रही है.
और इस शुरुआत क्या जर्नी कैसा है? मेरा सवाल ये है कि you know, women have to support women, and that's why we look at sisterhood. In women's era, how important is it that women who are in positions of authority, in positions of power, support other women to rise?
I think it's extremely important, but what I personally feel is, why are we always looking for a support? What is important is how courageous you are to make a mark for yourself, to make the difference, to bring in the difference in the society. I think the minute you start depending on others, the minute you look at expectation, it leads to disappointment. So I don't expect things, but yes, I definitely would want not a woman, but I think in today's time, it's very important that men need to come out and support women, because when you're talking about the hierarchy or the patriarchy mindset, that starts with men, where men say at home that मेरी बेटी और बेटा कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, लड़की हंसे तो बिल्कुल सही है, लड़का रोए तो भी बिल्कुल सही है. Gone are the days where you say that अरे तुम लड़की हो, इतनी जोर से तुम हंस नहीं सकते हो, और लड़की जब लड़के रोते हैं तो कहते हैं कि क्या लड़कियों की तरह रो रहे हो. I think we need to get away from that mindset.
But Kushboo, you know, because you endured in silence till the age of 15. At that time, were you looking for some support from within the family?
No, because I didn't tell anyone about it. My family, my 3 brothers and my mom, they all were oblivious to what was happening to me, because I was literally petrified of speaking, because I had seen my dad physically abusing the domestic violence, what we talk about. I have seen my mom being through that domestic violence. My mom dignity being, you know, really ripped apart, and I have seen that. So I was threatened that if I speak about this to anyone, then my mom and my brothers would bear the brunt. And I think that fear kept me, you know, absolutely made me go silent about the abuse, what I went through. But then there comes a time where you say it needs to stop. You have to put a full stop, where you understand that what is happening is